The warning saying drivetrain malfunction drive moderately is a generic warning that will cover a lot of engine, emission, and also voltage problems in your Mini. The best solution would be to hook up a good Mini compatible scanner and get the codes. But if you don't have such an opportunity, you will need to check the vital things to make sure you are safe to drive further. First of all, it makes sense to stop for a while to let your car cool down. Before you do this, notice the engine temperature on your dash and make sure the car is not overheating. Also, before you turn the engine off, pay attention to how it works at idle. If it feels rough or sounds weird, it makes sense to avoid further driving. Now let your engine cool down, and while this is in progress, you may want to investigate the intake pipes. There have been a lot of cases of intake air leaks that cause this warning. If you notice the leaks, you may drive further, but the car will stay in limp home mode, so you will want to replace the broken part as soon as possible. Also, misfiring is very often the culprit for this problem. It may be due to coil or spark plug problems in one of the cylinders, or internal engine problems like poor compression, which would be very bad news. In this case, when you start your engine after it cools down, the warning should not be on the screen and you will have full power for some time. Then the ECU will register certain misfiring episodes and will set the code again, throwing the drivetrain malfunction, drive moderately warning. In this case, any scanner will help you identify the problem with a certain cylinder and solve it pretty easily by replacing the broken coil or plug. And one more thing you will want to check is the 12-volt battery. When there is a certain voltage drop in the system, several modules may malfunction or develop a glitch. This would set up random warnings and lights, including the drivetrain malfunction, drive moderately warning on the dash. If this happens to your car, it makes sense to check your battery with the load tester or take it to a good car battery store for checking. Please keep in mind that modern batteries are quite hard to check with a simple multimeter, and you will need to check them under load to see how they really feel. Other than that, the problem may also be with the readings of the O2 sensors, internal engine or transmission problems, but these culprits will require professional inspections.